Good morning, everyone. I was reading a devotion this week about Christianity and whether it is boring or attractive. And in the devotion, the guy was talking about, of course, the Bible calls Christians to live lives of purity and integrity. We're to be disciplined and kind and humble and loving, self-controlled and not selfish. And when you think about those things compared to the modern world today, especially, it would appear very unattractive to most of the modern world, because a lot of people certainly don't live those kinds of lives and they don't want to. But in all actuality, when you stop and think about people that do live those lives, true people, true Christians that live as Christ followers, it actually is very attractive to others. In the devotion, it gave the example of Mother Teresa, and she was a very kind and good-hearted woman and very much a Christ follower. And I think about the women in my life that even before I had a relationship with Christ, that I absolutely admired because of just how they were, how they carried themselves, and the hearts that they had, and the kindness that they had, and the gentleness. And there are very few women, but those women stick out to me very much, and I remember always admiring them. And these are some of the most godly women in my life, and I still admire them even now. And they are very attractive to me. Their lives are very attractive to me. And I remember wanting that for myself. I remember there being a difference in them. And as I was thinking about this, I was just thinking about how that's how we're all called to be, even though the world rejects us. Mr. John was just talking about that on Sunday, how, Christians, if you're a true Christian, you're going to be persecuted, you're going to be rejected. But we're still called to be an example for Christ. We're still called to live like him. And when I think about how Jesus lived, how he was whenever he was here, it just moves my heart in such a special way, because he was the kindest person. He loved everyone. He was, he didn't show favoritism to people who were religious versus sinners. He loved sinners. And the fact of the matter is this world is full of sinners. We are all full of sinners. And I think it's important for us to remember, especially now in the times that we're going in the way that it seems like Christianity is being rejected and Christ is being rejected, we still have to live lives that reflect him, his love and his compassion and his mercy. We have to remember that these people haven't experienced Christ like we have experienced him. I was reminded of this earlier this week that, so often when you talk about Christ, you have to remember who you're talking to. And I have a relationship with Christ, and I love Christ so much because of the ways I've experienced him, how he's shown up. And that has grown my faith tremendously. But I wasn't always like that. There was a time where I was completely lost. I had no idea. And it took a long time, and I'm still growing. It takes a long time for you to build that and that relationship, and for us to be able to stand firm in our faith. So I just thought it was a good reminder of, no matter where we are today or tomorrow, there's going to be people that cross our paths that we tend to want to judge. I'm speaking to my own self there, that we tend to want to judge because they're different than us, because we don't agree with the lives that they live, because maybe they aren't Christians. And, a tiny hint of us may want to judge them, but Jesus never judged anyone. Jesus loved everyone. So I think that it is a good time to remember that we want to reflect Jesus the best way. We want Jesus to be attracted to people, because if they're just pushed away, they're not gonna be pulled towards him, and they're not going to have any interest in him. And we have the ability to push people away or pull people to Jesus by our actions and by how we behave and by how we treat others. So I just wanted to leave that with you. In the devotion, it did say that one of the best things that you can do, one of the true examples of someone who is a true Christian and truly pure at heart, loving Jesus, is when you leave somebody with more life than when you found them. And I just thought that was definitely a good thing to remember. So hope you all have a great day. I look forward to seeing you soon.